Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So Donald Trump's week went from bad to worse to excruciating. I mean, as you guys all know by now, the special master, which Trump chose himself, Judge Raymond Dearie, refused to accept his BS about declassified documents and how, some of the seized documents could fall under executive privilege. So he was like, yeah, no, I'm not buying it. Well, now Judge Dearie is calling out Trump on something else. He's calling him out on his lies about the FBI planting these classified documents. He's given Trump's attorneys until September 30th to officially state in a court filing that the FBI did not find all of the documents at Mar-a-Lago, if that is in fact what they believe and allege. So this, of course, is what Trump has been saying on social media and in his media interviews, yet his attorneys haven't made this assertion in court documents once. So basically, the judge is saying, put up or tell your client to shut up. I also shared yesterday the news about the $250 million New York lawsuit against Trump and his family. Then news broke that the appeals court in Georgia overruled Trump-appointed Judge Eileen Cannon. Not only did they overrule her absurd decisions, but they basically gave her a verbal spanking and a timeout. And I'll share details about that in a minute. But in the midst of all this, another news story broke, which largely went unreported. It's the news that journalist E. Jean Carroll plans to sue Trump for sexual battery using this kind of new law in the state of New York. Carroll's attorney wrote in a letter to the judge that they're preparing a lawsuit under New York's Adult Survivors Act. So this allows adults to sue their abusers decades after the alleged violation occurs. And Carroll's attorney told the judge that, as usual, Trump is refusing to comply with discovery requirements. She wrote that Trump, quote, remains unwilling to produce any documents in discovery. She claims that he has refused to turn over, quote, a single document. So they plan to force Trump to sit for a deposition. Carroll is, of course, the accuser that sued Trump for defamation after he called her rape allegation a lie. And he said, quote, she's not my type. So that case stalled out because the Justice Department wrongfully stepped in. They agreed to make all of us taxpayers cover Trump's legal fees because they said that he made those statements as part of his job as president. It's obscene. So I'll absolutely keep you guys posted on this new case, and I'll let you know when it's filed. But back to Cannon and her spanking. So the appeals court, which contained 2 Trump appointees and 1 Obama appointee, granted a temporary stay on Cannon's ruling for a special master. So the stay also prevents Trump's attorneys from viewing the documents. And in their order, they noted that Cannon, quote, likely erred when she made her decision. They also showed Cannon for the shill that she is because they stated, quote, no party has offered anything beyond speculation to undermine the United States representation supported by sworn testimony that findings from the criminal investigation may be critical to its national security review. In other words, Cannon gave Trump everything he wanted without requiring a shred of evidence to prove his ridiculous assertions of declassification or executive privilege. Then the panel also dismissed Trump's arguments that he would be harmed if the government was allowed to continue the review because they said that he, quote, does not have a possessory interest in the documents at issue, so he does not suffer a cognizable harm if the United States reviews documents he neither owns nor has a personal interest in. And they cited this Supreme Court case with a very unfortunate name. It was called Cobbledick v. United States. I'm just saying. So the appeals court then shredded Trump's bogus declassification claims. They wrote that his argument is a, quote, red herring because declassifying an official document would not change its content or render it personal. So even if we assume that plaintiff did declassify some or all of the documents, that would not explain why he has a personal interest in them. And they also wrote, quote, The record contains no evidence that any of these records were declassified. And before the special master, plaintiff resisted providing any evidence that he had declassified any of these documents. The appeals panel also explained why Cannon's order was nonsensical and put the entire investigation and national security at risk. Their opinion stated that because Cannon ordered that the national security assessment could continue, but they weren't allowed to use any of the seized documents in the grand jury investigation, quote, officials charged with overseeing both national security and criminal investigations would risk contempt of court, undoubtedly chilling their national security duties. Thus, an injunction delaying or perhaps preventing the United States criminal investigation from using classified materials risks imposing real and significant harm on the United States and the public. Then came the really big SWAT. The appeals panel said, quote, the district court abused its discretion in exercising equitable jurisdiction here. So that was a nice legal way of saying that Cannon abused her authority. So as of this morning, Judge Cannon revised her order to align with the appeals panel ruling. Of course, Trump is still claiming that he magically declassified these documents with his mind. That's what he told Sean Hannity. Take a look.
Said on Truth Social a number of times, you did declassify.
I did declassify, yes.
Okay. Is there a process? What was your process to declassify?
There doesn't have to be a process, as I understand it. You know, there's different people say different things, but as I understand, there doesn't have to be. If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it.
Hey, you can't make this shit up. There was one potential bright spot for Trump this week, though. Facebook announced that they might allow Trump back on their platform in January unless they decide to extend the 2-year ban that they imposed after January 6th. So I'll keep you guys posted. Anyway, that was everything so far, guys. I'll let you know when I hear more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.